It's good afternoon here, so I'm not sure where it will be with regards to you. But whatever it is, I hope you're having a good day. Not so long to Christmas now. I don't know how many sleeps, I haven't counted them. We have started on our hypermobility journey. The last video was just a brief introduction. I'm not trying to cover every aspect, and even in the course on Etsy, I expect you to do side reading because it is like an unexplored country and bits are being discovered every day. So no matter what I brought to you, it wouldn't be adequate. I was recently at my printer's and he was bewailing the fact that when he had people who were just starting in the industry, he wasn't able to tell them what the industry would be like in 5 or 10 years' time, or even next year in many cases, because things were changing so fast, and the people who were coming in to be trained couldn't understand why he was unwilling to get out the crystal ball and have a look. And I kind of feel the same way with this. We need to have an open mind, we need to be doing research. And what I'm bringing to you is baby steps. Once you can see the enormity of what this symptom or syndrome is calling out to you to understand, I won't be able to stop you. But until you do, you just think, oh, well, it's just another thing. Well, it's not just another thing. It's something that underlies everything that we do. So a lot of, you'll see I've got my piece of paper with me, not that I'm reading verbatim, but I do tend to wander, and there's so much to know about the subject. I do have a little script here that I've taken from the course so that I don't wander too far from what I'm trying to teach you step by step by step. So, you know, when you look at hypermobility or HMS, LSDAN, and all those related headings on the web, you will find mostly scientific dissertations about skin conditions, because that's what is written about mostly. It is changing a little bit from a physiotherapist's point of view, but a lot of the scientific stuff is still concentrating on joint problems. But what we're looking at is why these skin conditions happen, what that results in, which is collagen, internal symptoms, and joint and cartilage problems. And that occurs because the overall function of collagen and hypermobility is caused by a genetic malformation of collagen. All the other things spring from that. It's to provide flexibility, support, and movement in cartilage tissues. It does provide elasticity in the skin, and that's terrific, but mostly we will see it expressed via joints and muscles. Hypermobility is not always able to be seen easily. It is becoming more evident, and one of the key indicators is people whose elbows look like they were put on back to front. Elbows and knees. That's where you might get an inkling first. And then irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety and depression. If you're the scientific type, you will know that the collagen molecule is a protein, and it's made up of about 3,100, something like that, amino acids arranged in a design called the triple helix. If you're a scientific type, hang on to the web, hop over there, have a look. You will love it because there's a lot of scientific stuff there. I'll read this little bit to you. There are 22 types of collagen, and they're grouped into 5 different types. The 5th, 7 actually, but the 5th sort of encompasses 5 to 7. So types 1 to 5 are the most prevalent. Type 1 is found in skin, bones, tendon, teeth and scar tissue. Type 2 is found in cartilage. Type 3 is in the cells of the skin, the muscles, the bones, the blood, the lungs, etc. And type 4 is intracellular, and it's found in the linings of the body. And that's where the others are as well. So when we have distorted collagen molecules, then what happens is that our ability to bend under tension is changed. We either bend too much or can't bend enough. As collagen is the main component in ligaments and tendons. So you can see that it's vastly important when we're talking about yoga. So until you reach about 40 years of age, your body is consistently producing collagen. They tell us that after 40 it's not. I'm not sure whether that is correct or whether we should really pay much attention to it, but that's what they say. They used to say that about the thymus gland. They used to say, oh well, it's when you reach a certain age it gives out, it doesn't work anymore. It shrivels up as you get older. We now know that it doesn't shrivel up as you get older. It shrivels up because it is not looked after properly. It's interesting with a thymus gland that kids, when they're coughing, bang themselves approximately on where the thymus gland is. Just an instinctive thing, but I find it interesting. So when you set out on this course, it's in 8 various chapters. And at the end of each chapter, there's a set of questions. I want them done if you can, please. Write the question before the answer. Don't send me just pages and pages and pages of writing. I won't mark it. And please, a little bit of abbreviation, a little bit of punctuation, a little bit of common sense would go a long way. Make sure that your name and your the name of the course that you're doing and the module is at the top of every page. If I've asked for an illustration, it has to be by you, not by a computer. So I want you to do it. You can then scan it and do clever things with it, but I want to be able to see you used a pencil or a pen. A certificate is going to be awarded when you have finished the 8 modules. You can try again with any of the modules. You can try again with the exam. It's not designed as a standalone teaching course. It's designed as a tool to help you expand your thinking and to expand your teaching and to expand your understanding. Even if you never teach this, it will expand your understanding of hypermobility. If you've already got a few qualifications in fitness, in health or something like that, you'll love it. On the 6th of January, for those of you who are watching this who are my students, you will know that we have yoga teacher training. Last time in yoga teacher training, what I did was I said, okay, teacher training is very, very difficult to do it in a short time that we have designated. We used to do training once a week, and because people just dropped off and life got busy and they were doing it distance anyway and didn't think it was important, they didn't come. So then I started doing it once a month on a Sunday, because everybody seemed to be able to do that. Well, a greater number seemed to be regularly able to do that. And now what I am thinking of doing is offering the Sunday in 2 parts. So there'll be a 12:30 till 2 and then a 2 till 4. And that allows me to expand on a subject that I think that you would benefit from. And in this case, it's going to be PPT, my psychotherapy massage, physical psychotherapy massage. And it's not a massage in the way that you may understand it. It's mostly working with the nervous system and using energetic channels in the body. It can be done fully clothed. There's not much movement that's available. It's certainly not a thumping, banging kind of a massage. And I've developed that another step so that incorporates hypermobility, and I've called it PPT-TOUCH because we're even more working with the nervous system and the nervous channels of the body. And I am finding, now I understand this, that when somebody in class is hypermobile or even injured and they're not using their body properly, by using my hand and my voice in a certain way, we can correct that imbalance right away. We don't have to take them out of the class and put them on a massage table or lie them down. We can do it right there without disrupting the class, without causing discussion. Just do it. You know, I know that when you go back into class and you look around, even if you're not the teacher, if you're a student, you'll notice people that when the teacher says, you know, straighten your leg out the back, they'll think they're straightening their leg out the back, but they're not, because either they can't or they don't understand it's not straight. So with PPT-TOUCH, we will be working with that, because I understand it to be a part of hypermobility as well, in a different way. And the only way we're going to be able to address that is talking to the nerves, not going into discussion with the chatty monkey, because people always like to say, oh well, yes, that's because, but they don't even know what the because is. It goes back too far for them to understand that. But that is another subject. So I hope that you understand that this is a very important part of our learning teaching this year at the Australasian Yoga Institute. If you want to look at any of my books, go to www.myyogabooks.etsy.com and you will find my books there. Or if you want to know about the school itself, go to www.yogabeautiful.com.au. If you don't put the AU on it, you will end up in America. So with my course in hypermobility and the course in PPT, I'm not attempting to get you to diagnose or treat or prescribe or give remedial recommendations. I just want to teach you to understand and to see what is going on in front of you so that you can be a more effective teacher and that you can give more effective instructions, and the student can be more happy with the work that they're doing. As I said, collagen is hugely, hugely, hugely important. And if you have a disturbance or a malfunction in the production of collagen from a genetic point of view, and you know, we're not going to do past lives, then we have to start understanding how to deal with it on a day-to-day basis, and certainly from a yoga point of view, because it is really increasing in our populations. So, you know, when you understand, and this is in the first part one, that the collagen just occurs everywhere. And, you know, every part of your body is involved in this. And if you get a collagen problem, it's not just in the joints. People say to me, oh, well, nobody in my class is really flexible. You know, that's the problem I have. Well, somebody in your class may not be hugely flexible, but they still might be suffering this syndrome that's loosely bagged under the name of hypermobile. And we have to understand how to deal with it. And we can't deal with it one way. We have to look at the way that we teach yoga, that we have to look at diet, we have to look at lifestyle, all kinds of things. But it is remarkable when people start accepting this and start working with us, the difference that it makes. Because it can, you know, yes, it happens in the vertebrae, yes, it happens in the bones, yes, when somebody is very flexible, you'll know they are hypermobile. But please understand it's not just that. And it occurs all around the body. 22 different kinds, different types of collagen. And 7 types are recent discoveries. You know, so we're still looking at recent discoveries, like I was saying. So you have to approach this with an open mind and explore as we go. And if you disagree with me or you find something that you want to add to our discussion, I'm always up for that. I don't think that I'm God, and I know that I'm not infallible, and I know that I'm just bringing information to you. It might be interesting for you to know that Ramacharaka in 1914 started a distance education course in India. And he was the one I got inspiration from, because people said to me it wasn't possible to do yoga by distance education. And I thought, well, it's got to be, somebody's got to be doing it. And Ramacharaka was. And certainly I think the post office charges would have been a whole lot less in 1914. And in India, they probably were very, very reliable. If you sent something to someone, I bet you it arrived. So those are the problems that we have, whether it's the internet or post, that we just have to be patient and kind, like the Buddha said. So please, please understand that the things that we're doing here are very relevant and really important. And the next, the next video that I will do, I will attempt to show you a series of 5, I hesitate calling them asanas because they're not really movements, there we are, 5 movements that I do in my classes when we have a preponderance of people who are hypermobile, which work the pumps, the areas in the cerebrospinal fluid that are most likely to affect the body as a whole. And people who are hypermobile really find this important. Before I go, I'd like to say to those people who are dealing with hypermobile pregnant mums, and those who are writing to me about it, please, please show me how you are using the props. It's no use to me you drawing something and then saying, but that's not what they're doing this. And I can't understand how you would think when a person is really loose in the pelvic girdle area, putting a cushion under their head is going to make terribly much difference if they are in pain or discomfort in the pelvic area. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. Nobody has shown me that yet, how that applies. If a person has got really a problem in the pelvic area, and some people who are pregnant and hypermobile have great problems and start out their pregnancy with joy and longing and end up in wheelchairs. And I know when people come to me who are hypermobile and do yoga, it's really important that they are properly handled, that we don't expect them to do St. John's ambulance prone positions instead of corpse positions. We have to adjust the corpse position so that it's possible for them, because the St. John ambulance prone position puts too much strain on the hips. And the people who say to me, you can do pranayama in a prone position with your arm over the top of you and your lungs squashed up and your heart doing goodness knows what and pregnant as well, I can't understand how they would say that, except for the fact that they possibly haven't tried it themselves. I've tried it, and I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't even like doing it, and I'm not pregnant. I don't think I ever tried it when I was pregnant, to do pranayama in a prone position, the St. John's ambulance kind of position, as an alternative to corpse. No. I just adjusted myself so that I could do the pose correctly. And this is where a bean bag is really helpful for hypermobile prenatals. If you haven't got bean bags in your studio to help your clients with, I suggest you get some. You can pay $40 or $50 or $60 online for gorgeous bean bags with terrific logos and idyllic scenes on them, or you can pay $14 and get a bean bag and $10 a bag of beans, and put those two things together and have a much better alternative. I would suggest, if you're going to do that, if you've got hypermobile students, or if you're hypermobile and are having trouble sitting, try the beanbag idea. If you don't like it, your cat will. And if you use it a lot, get 2 covers and put one inside the other so that you can easily clean your bean bag. I don't think I'd like to clean a bean bag with the beans in it, and I certainly haven't got the time to take the bean bags out, clean it and put the beans back. So yes, getting 2 covers and putting one inside the other is a much better idea. So I hope you got something out of this chat. And as I said, the next video I will do the movement. What I'm using at the moment is quite a good camera, but some people say the sound isn't terrific. It might be their computer, I don't know. I don't have any troubles with my computer getting the sound okay. And you'll just have to be patient with regards to how we do things, and let me know if things aren't working for you so that we can readjust. I'm all up for that. This is going to be a long-term project, so we have to learn to communicate the best way we can. Okay? Namaste. Have a great day.